Is protein moisture balance even a real thing? Have I been wrong this whole time? Why is my hair so dry? And how do I fix it? Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, and here we talk all things wavy curly hair, all the hair science. I love this stuff. And in this video, we will be kind of sorta reacting to an Instagram post. It's not like a traditional reacts video where I react to a video. This is not a traditional react video where we're reacting to a video. It's an Instagram post, but it kind of sort of blew my mind, and I'm excited to share this with you guys. So for a while now, circulating on the internets, I have seen that people are debunking protein moisture balance, and this is like one of my core wavy curly hair beliefs. I believe firmly in balancing the protein and the moisture in your hair, and that is the key to solving all of your wavy curly hair problems, or at least this used to be one of my core beliefs. I'm a big proponent of not believing you know everything about everything and all the stuff and things, and to keep learning as you go. So while I've been listening to this conversation, I've still been comparing this conversation that protein moisture balance is not real to my personal experience. And that is why we are reacting to an Instagram post today. The post we are reacting to is by Sosh. Well, she curly girl. Oh my goodness. I have been following her for a very long time, and would you please, in an act of kindness, go follow her for me if you have an Instagram account. You won't be sorry. Her mind works very similarly to how my mind works. Slightly scientific when it comes to taking a look at hair care. And I've been over in my corner seeing everyone talk about protein moisture balance and how it's not really real. And I've been thinking to myself, yeah, but when I use a lot of protein in my hair, it tends to work better. My hair tends to have better curl retention, not feel gummy and mushy. It has less frizz. So it seems just like my hair likes all the protein. So what do you mean protein moisture balance isn't real? Then I came up with the hypothesis and the theory that fine hair having less protein than coarse hair, which is like whiter and more substantial, it's just going to inherently have more protein to begin with than fine hair. And guess what? My theory played out really, really well. All my friends that I see with curly hair that have really coarse hair, meaning each individual hair strand is really thick and substantial, their hair does not like products that contain a lot of protein. But my hair, which is very fine, wants and loves all the protein heavy products. If protein is in the top 5 of the ingredients label, I'm buying it. I'm gonna use that hair product because I know my hair will like it. So what is really going on here? I have known for a while now that curly hair friendly products do not contain sulfates, silicones, or drying alcohols. These are the principles upon which we have founded our healthy wavy curly hair-ness. Like, this is what we do to start improving the health of our hair. We begin eliminating these ingredients. Well, what that did is it started to make all the curly hair products really, really, really moisturizing, very heavy, if you will. Companies took the ball that wavy curly hair is more dehydrated and they ran with it. So they started formulating products that did not contain any sulfates, silicones, or drying alcohols, and they really started focusing on making their products super, super moisturizing. And what that meant is that the products contained less protein in general and more moisturizing, nourishing ingredients. So let's take a look at Sosh's post. First statement is that protein and moisture do not balance. That's clickbaity. I'm gonna read more. Of course they balance. We all know that you use products without protein that makes them super moisturizing. And if you wanna offset the super moisturizingness, you grab a product with protein. to kind of offset the moisture. Of course they balance. What do you mean, Sosh? Of course they balance. And looking at her post, she uses the word over-conditioned for what I think I would call over-moisturized. She proposes that the hair is not actually over-moisturized, that it's just over-conditioned. And if your hair is over-conditioned, / what I think of as over-moisturized, it's a problem of too much conditioner. The problem is not enough protein. And because she's Sosh and her brain is awesome, she proposes solutions to that issue. The next slide is, how do I reduce the conditioning in my routine? This one makes a lot of sense to me. She proposes using a stronger shampoo, one with more effective surfactants that are going to remove more buildup off of the hair. I've known for a long time that for me personally, my hair that loves protein likes a stronger shampoo. Co-washing exclusively is not a strong enough method of removing buildup from my hair, and my hair will become limp and gummy and mushy and damp and weird feeling if I co-wash exclusively. She suggests less conditioning products overall, which that felt very weird to me. For a while now, you guys know that I've been skipping leave-in conditioner. We can blame Sosh for that. She's been saying for a long time now that you don't always need leave-in conditioner, and that feels like breaking a rule to me. And I still hold certain rules for myself when it comes to my hair care, because certain things worked really well for me when my hair was very damaged, very dry, very dehydrated. Using a leave-in conditioner really improved the health of my hair when I first started this whole process back in 2018 with a lot of bleach damage and mechanical damage and blow dry damage in my hair. But Sosh suggests that you don't always need a leave-in conditioner or a curl cream or custards. Custards being like a gel that is incredibly moisturizing that contains less hold as a general rule. She suggests swapping out like heavy leave-in conditioner, curl cream, all that stuff for lightweight spray leave-in conditioners, or skipping it all together and using true gels and even a hairspray to lock in your style. Then she says, okay, so you don't know how to choose your light hair? Then she answers the question of, how do I choose lighter hair products? Not lighter hair products, but just like lighter products. Look for water as the first ingredient. Well, okay, Sosh, this is me being a little mean, but literally every curly hair product I have in my cabinet has water as the first ingredient. There is not a one that does not have water as the first ingredient. So what are you talking about? That's not a helpful tip. That's me reacting and being rude. Sorry. I don't really mean it, but she's right. Water as the first ingredient is a good starting point. You know for sure that the product that contains water as the first ingredient is going to have mostly water. If for whatever reason shea butter is the first ingredient on the ingredients label, you know that shea butter would be the most concentrated in the formula, and that would be a problem. That would make the product heavy. Then she goes on to say, look for lightweight ingredients in the top 5 of the ingredients label, because the top 5 ingredients will be the most concentrated in the formula. And if all of those are lightweight, you have a better chance of the product being a more lightweight product than a heavy, super conditioning product. Lastly, she suggests to look for a runnier texture than a super thick texture. This makes sense to me because if it's runnier, it's gonna have a higher water concentration. In theory, making the conditioning agents that are in the product less concentrated and therefore slightly less conditioning. And I appreciate the note she adds here. Heavy ingredients are not bad. I agree with her. They're not bad. They're just ingredients that you need to consider using less of if your hair is chronically overconditioned. Great advice. Just like using glycerin is not bad for your hair, it's not an ingredient that should be avoided at all costs. It's actually an effective humectant that can have incredible benefits to the hair. Glycerin is not always bad, but a lot of people avoid it outright because sometimes glycerin has been thought to cause frizz in the hair in certain dew points. I'm rethinking everything now, guys. I'm not even sure about the glycerin thing, but because I have products that contain glycerin that my hair does not frizz up with, even in really bad dew points. Anyway, lastly, Sosh gives us another lifeline of what ingredients are heavier and which ones are lighter. She even includes a scale. I love it. And if you want to know those ingredients, you're gonna have to go to Sosh's page on Instagram and like it in order to see the info, okay? But I will say I find that portion of the post really, really interesting. So it would behoove you to go over to her page and see it. I will have it linked in the description down below. Even if you don't have an Instagram page, you should be able to click that link and see the content in the post. I'm just trying to give Sosh as much love as possible because I really appreciated this post. I feel like it cleared up a lot of things for me when it came to this whole conversation about protein moisture balance. I do want to point out though that she does say that proteins are a lighter ingredient. And yes, I've heard this for a while too, and she agrees that proteins are actually a moisturizing ingredient, which I get it. The reason proteins are a moisturizing ingredient is that they form a barrier around the hair. I thought that the proteins forming a barrier around the hair was lending structure to the hair and helping reconstruct the hair from the inside out. You know, like somehow they would penetrate in underneath the hair cuticle and help bolster the strength of the hair. When in fact, they do increase the strength of the hair, but not exactly in that way. They do it by filling in some gaps. They bind to the hair because when it's broken, the protein will find the broken spot in some cases and adhere to the broken area and kind of like put a patch on it. And if there's a patch over this portion, the hair is going to feel more conditioned. It's going to retain its hydration better. And I may not be using all the right words here because we don't want our hair to be constantly wet. We don't want H2O in our hair. That would mean that the hair is chronically soggy, and that's not good. Hair does want to be dry, water-free, but we're talking about improving the condition and tensile strength of the hair so that it will curl properly, because when these things are out of balance, the hair will get kind of droopy and soggy. So if your hair is chronically dry and you have been using the protein moisture balance method to try and balance your hair so that it will quit being dry and be its healthiest self, perhaps we need to approach this in a slightly different way. If you have been swinging wildly from super conditioning products to products that are incredibly protein heavy, AKA meaning that they are just lighter weight because proteins prioritized in the ingredients label over the super heavy conditioning products, maybe approaching it from the heaviness of the product is a better approach than this protein moisture balance concept. The reason that protein moisture balance and dry hair come together is this. The protein moisture balance theory says that if your hair is over protein, you have protein overload in your hair, then your hair is going to be dry, brittle, and break off. If you have too much moisture in your hair, you could push it so far into moisture overload that your hair starts suffering from high-growth fatigue, meaning that the hair cuticle has swollen and contracted and swollen and contracted to the point where it becomes damaged and feels dry. So this is how the protein moisture balance conversation plays into the dry hair conversation. But I really do feel like we need to dig into this subject in order to really understand the core problem of dry hair. All right, guys, that is it for this reacts video. I feel like I kind of understand now more why people say protein moisture balance is not a real thing. To be honest, I will probably continue to use this concept of balancing protein and moisture in my hair because I understand how to read the ingredients labels that way, and I'll look for the proteins and hope that the proteins are higher up on the ingredients labels so that it's more concentrated in the product. Why did I air quotes more concentrated? It is more concentrated in the product if it's higher up on the ingredients label, but in theory, that's going to overall make the product more lightweight for my super fine hair that doesn't require a ton of conditioning, aka heavy moisture products. All right, as always, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I sure hope this was helpful to you. That is why I'm here on the internet. That's why I keep chit-chatting about hair. Why? Because I want to help you with your hair, because when I started embracing the hair that I am fearfully and wonderfully made with, it unlocked the deepest self-acceptance I have ever known. I quit fighting how my hair wanted to grow out of my head naturally, and I started nurturing it and loving it and caring for it. And I fell in love with the waves and the curls and the bends rather than getting frustrated and sad that there was waves and curls and bends in my hair. It was really awesome, and that's why we keep chit-chatting all things wavy curly hair science. I want to make sure that you guys understand this stuff so that you can apply it to your own beautiful head of hair. As always, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!